listening to you last night on the Zoom call, and I appreciate your time. I'm like, why is this man who is very successful, has access to capital, has all these funds, have all these assets? Why is he taking the time to give us all this free information and educate us in terms of capital and how to utilize it and how to leverage it? You made yourself available twice to me yesterday. And I'm like, you're a busy man, yet you're not rushing me off the phone and you're giving me clear guidance in terms of positioning our businesses for success. So why are you doing it?
That's a very, very good question. A question that's not ever asked of me. I'm not one to go into my background. My whole thing is I want to help. But I would say the main reason is because I wasn't always in this suit and I wasn't always where I am. Life is up and down. All through my life, I've been on this financial tip. It wasn't me. I fell and stumbled and always wound up in some good place that I could say, well, how did I get here? So this finance thing started 30 years ago. A buddy of mine brought me in and I said, wow, how did I get here? I'm constantly saying that. How did I get here? And I'll tell you why at the end of this story. I went through a lot in the younger years coming up. I wasn't always in this suit. I went a little crazy like a lot of young guys do. And it was a female who saved my life. She said, you got an education, Derek. There's no reason to be doing what you're doing. So I'm moving to California from New York, and I want you to come with me, or you're going to be dead like your friends or in jail, just like your buddies, just like all your friends.
Mhm.
So I thought about it, making all this money, came back, some things happened, devastating, and I said, okay, I'm gone. She cried, we left, changed my life. I came to California with a new start, new thought pattern. I went on the ships, I started sailing around the world, did all this great stuff, I'm falling into things. I'm like, how did I get with Raytheon? Now I'm building missiles. Oh, now I'm the supervisor. Oh, now I'm the manager. Oh, seeing the world. I said, there's a lot more out here than the stupid things I'm doing. Got into finance, fell in that. A friend of mine, I said, hey, brought me to a boiler room. I couldn't believe it. That started, went on and on and on. Make a long story short, I thought the money would never end. So I've been up and down. And just like anybody, you learn as you go. And every time I would go up, I would always land on my feet somehow. Move on up all the way up to like 2007. I had $35 million worth of property in Temecula and the market crashed and everything was worth nothing. And, spending like crazy, thought it would never end. I'm flying around on private planes. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. Here's some money. Here's some money. You want money? Yeah, that happened. Then after that, another thing happened. My mom, she had a corona twice at her age, almost died. And the medicine they gave her was horrible, almost took her out. Skin peeling off, literally. And, I'm saying, I don't know how we're going to get out of this. Every time. Next thing, she had an operation with a hernia. They said, at your age, you might not survive. She survived twice. Right? She was holding my hand saying, I'm in so much pain. I want to just give up. I said, we're not. Middle of the night, all night. Then to find out I had hepatitis C. I'm 235 pounds now, 6'1". At this time, it was horrible. I was down to nothing. I was down to skin and bones. And I said, what's wrong? I went to the doctor. The doctor said, you have hepatitis C and we don't have a cure at this time. I said, well, what am I going to do? He said, well, just, maybe take some herbs and this and that. They tried that. The count went down a little bit, back up. So it was horrible. And I was on my way out. Then lo and behold, they said, we have a cure. I said, are you serious? He said, we have a cure. I just had my head down and said, I can't believe it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know who to thank, but thank you. So now I took the medicine and the doctor said, don't miss a pill. But in order to get the pills, it cost $100,000. I had spent everything like it was no tomorrow because I had no knowledge and experience on you can get the money. The thing is to keep the money. The doctor said $100,000. I said, oh, wow. I was what they call house rich or land rich. I didn't have any money, but I had some property, all this stuff. Well, lo and behold, I got the medicine. It saved my life. And I'm here now to tell you the only way that this could have happened, being saved all the time, is from whatever created this whole thing. It wasn't me. It wasn't me that got me into this. It wasn't me that saved me. It wasn't me that, because doctors couldn't help me. And I never gave up on the creator. I said, you know what? If you help me, I'm going to help people. So I guess I had a reason to be here. So now I look at people who are in a condition that where there's a lack of money, and some people life depends on it. Some people, their mothers and their fathers depend on it. If we didn't have enough to take care of my mom, if we didn't have enough to take care of me,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be here talking to you.
Right.
So I'm a spiritual man, and I'm not afraid to say it. I don't care who's not or who is. I have people are put here for a reason. I found mine very well, and so I don't mind giving back. And I remember these pills.
Mm-hmm.
These pills.
Right.
If you miss a pill, you might as well call it a day. It's
Mm.
done. How did this happen? I had nothing. Many, many times I've been in situations that I had nothing, nothing to turn to. No one could help me. But I sat down and said, Lord, if you help my mother, I'll try to do right. I'll try to do the best I can. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So all you have to do, you can't get these things in this world yourself. You have to have some type of armor. You have to have somebody that's going to not a hand out, but a hand up. All somebody needs sometimes is just a little hand up, and then they're straight. So what use is having all this money? I don't care too much about fame. I've always been the backdoor guy. But what use of having all this money and you're not contributing to anything in this world? You're not helping anybody. So I can't be Martin Luther King. I can't be Malcolm X. But I can be Derek Whitehead. And that's my story.